championship begins with one small step. It starts with the effort you bring. Whether you win or lose, what matters is that you have a common goal. And to reach that goal, it takes a united team acting as one. We come together to witness these heroes of the hardwood pour their heart and soul onto the court. NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
Good afternoon and welcome to the John Long Center on the campus of the University of Scranton. We are here for a landmark conference men's basketball game between the visiting Catholic University Cardinals and the University of Scranton Royals. Alongside John Bucci, I am Doug Walsh. We're pleased you could join us today. Coach, these teams have been playing college basketball for over 100 years. Every time they get together, it seems like it's a barn burner. What do you expect today?
I expect a really tight game. I expect Catholic to try to get the game to go up and down. I expect Scranton to try to go up and down and score on the open floor as much as possible, but establish Mancuso inside when they can.
Catholic University returns two seniors, two all-conference players. Our UPS store spotlight player is one of those guys in Jimmy Galashevsky.
Yeah, Jimmy's a prolific scorer. He leads the team in scoring, can score all over the place. So again, you have to know where he is at all times or he's going to hurt you.
Scranton, on the other hand, their spotlight player is one Logan Bailey, coming off a loss at Moravian. However, he put up 35 points and pulled down 11 rebounds. What do you like about Logan's game?
Well, that was his type of game. That game was up and down the floor. He loves to slash and finish. He loves to get the ball on the baseline. Again, coming off of where he didn't play last year, coming back, he's enjoyed a lot of success this year.
Catholic comes off 2 wins in a row, the last one on the road. What are some of the keys they need to have today if they're going to win this one on the road?
They need to attack the rim and get offensive rebounds. Scranton's Achilles heel has been their height and not rebounding the ball. They need to use their press to create tempo to get in the up-tempo game that they want.
Scranton coming off 2 conference losses. What do they need to do so they don't get to third today at home?
They need good ball movement, getting good shots against the zone, attacking the back of the zone with Logan Bailey, and rebounding. One and done for Catholic. Anything more than one and done for Catholic could be a long night or a long afternoon for the University of Scranton.
It's a landmark conference matchup between Catholic and University of Scranton. Stay with us. The starting lineups and the tip-off just minutes away.
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
We welcome you back to the John Long Center. You see the starting lineup there for Catholic University. Brandon Easton, Andre Mitchell, Colin Harmon, Jimmy Galashevsky, and Riley Hayes. The 2 seniors are Galashevsky and Mitchell. Easton and Hayes are putting up some good numbers in conference play of late. And for Scranton, all underclassmen. Matthew Mancuso, Logan Bailey, Jackson Danzig, Jack Brockett, and Kyle DeVerna. Refereeing tonight's ball game, Don McDermott, Chris Conti, Ridge Moser, John Bucci, along with Doug Walsh and Paul Grippy. We are underway at the Long Center. Catholic controls the tip. Easton up a double high set. On top to Riley. Hayes. Pour out on the perimeter. Man-to-man defense by Scranton. Galashevsky drives it to the basket. Off the front iron, no good.
See, that's Galashevsky's game. He likes to drive, but he also shoots the 3, and Scranton loves to attack off of this.
Jackson Danzig with the rebound. Into the front court. Logan Bailey with the long-range bomb. No good. Catholic back the other way. This is Hayes, and he stepped on the end line.
This is going to be a game of tempo, Doug. Which team, they both want to play up tempo, so for Scranton, the key is going to be to box out, make sure they don't get second shots so they can create their own tempo. Catholic's going to try to create tempo with this pressure.
You see the last time these two met, Catholic came back from 18 down, almost mathematically eliminated Scranton from the playoffs last year. Steal here in the open court is Easton, all the way to the basket. Danzig challenges, but he converts.
Right, there's that pressure, that little trap in the corner. They get a turnover, and that's what Scranton has to be careful of. No runouts.
Allows Catholic to get in their 3/4 court tempo control. 1-2-1-1. It goes inside to Bailey. Up and good.
He loves playing on the baseline. That's where he's going to do most of his damage, is being behind the zone in that baseline and then attacking.
And going back to the last meeting, it's the last home loss for the University of Scranton last year here. Handed to them by this Catholic University. Mitchell trying to get the ball inside. They do get it inside to Riley Hayes. He goes one-on-one, the jump hook. Gets the roll.
Nice friendly rim. Good defense by Mancuso on that. He made him make a couple moves. He had to come back to that right-handed jump hook.
Matt Mancuso gets the start after being out with an injury for a couple games. Nolan Janisevich filled in admirably for him, but now they got Mancuso back. Down on the baseline, it goes to Bailey. And the dump inside to Mancuso. The left hand, Matthew Mancuso.
And you talk about where you run your offense from. You can run your offense from the baseline, and that Logan Bailey's definitely a very good distributor because he's a former point guard, so you get him on that baseline, he can do damage down there, Doug.
Easton from long range, 3-ball, got it. Brandon Easton.
Scranton chose to come under that screen, and Easton was able to pull the trigger for a long 3.
Earned time at the end of last year, Brandon Easton did. He shoots a good percentage at 57%. Playing well of late. And it kicked ball. Mitchell kicks it out of bounds. It'll stay with Scranton.
Scranton has to really take care of that ball. They got to be tougher with it. They can't put themselves in traps, Doug.
Yep. 28 turnovers they had last game.
Right.
You got your.
And that's against a Moravian team who loves to play tempo.
You got your Dave Maddock Nationwide Insurance Agency marquee matchup between Riley Hayes and Matthew Mancuso.
It's going to be a battle of two guys inside. They both want to be physical, and they want to play hard. A lot of screen rolls for Riley Hayes.
Long range bomb by Jimmy Golashevsky off the back iron. And Scranton's on the move. Danzig, maybe an ill-advised pass. That's one of those turnovers that we're talking about. 28. Here's your marquee
high risk,
matchup.
low reward on that. It's really a tough catch to play.
Riley Hayes has 5 double-doubles this season. Matt Mancuso has 6 double-doubles, John Bucci.
So it's safe to say they're double-doubles waiting to happen. And they're both really good players.
Mancuso gets almost 10 rebounds a game. That's number 1 in the conference. And Hayes gets to the foul line the most in the conference.
Is this a matchup zone now we got, Doug?
It goes to Golashevsky, and it's stolen away by Scranton. Good hands by Matthew Mancuso. Bailey surveys, gets it out to Danzig, thought about a 3, and the pass is tipped, and it's stolen away, and we got to travel.
So two turnovers to each other.
Catholic will inbound it on the side. Substitution for Scranton is Jack Connolly, they call him Jay Con, and number 40 is Nolan Janisevich, the aforementioned, who filled in for Matthew Mancuso.
Yeah, that's an early exit for Mancuso here. I think coach is watching his minutes just coming back from the injury.
Well, you saw, as you said in the pregame, he was holding his back, so he's not 100%, that's for sure. Easton on the steal. Into the front court. It goes to Mitchell, long range, off the back iron. Rebound, Logan Bailey.
I love that Bailey can rebound. They go right into their fast break. They have long guards that rebound. They can go right into their fast break, Doug.
And Logan Bailey on the drive. We'll have foul shots when we return. Scranton down by 3 at home. Fans, don't forget to check out NPPAbasketball.com for scores and stories on the local basketball games, both the high school and the college levels. Make NPPAbasketball.com part of your daily routine for following the entire season, local high school and college basketball. Check out scores, schedules, rankings, roundups, game stories, players of the week, and other features. Visit NPPAbasketball.com. There you see the bench, University of Scranton. You see the field goal percentage. Coach, Catholic coming in, off to a good start.
Yeah, what's compounded the problem for Scranton is not they only had 5 shots, but they've had 4 turnovers coming off a 28 turnover game against Moravian. They need to take care of the ball better. Catholic is 3 for 6. They're shooting 500% from the floor.
Into the game is Ben Boslin, freshman out of Colts Neck, New Jersey for Scranton. Bailey gets the first of 2, cuts the lead to 2. Bailey picking up the foul percentage as the conference started, up to 70%. And he gets them both. Catholic by 1. Easton in the front court. That's Golashevsky trying to get Hayes inside. They do get Hayes inside. Jenishevitz on him. Drive. The easy one, the bank.
It kind of overpowered him into the lane, then came back to his left hand. He showed he can go with either hand and score, Doug.
Good patience by Riley Hayes. A lot of times guys in the post will try to go too fast. Another turnover by Scranton. And Catholic's got it in the open floor. They decide to bring it back out. They got Golashevsky in transition, trailing.
Good box out by Janusevich on that. He really cleared some space to get the rebound.
Bailey drives it hard, dumps it to Conley. Misses, and he gets his own tip.
He stays on it. Coaches from Catholic looking for a walk, but I think he held that pivot foot, went up strong, missed it, but then he fouled it right back up.
Jack Conley, the only senior on the University of Scranton's team out of Ellington, Connecticut.
It's amazing how young Scranton is, Doug.
And Catholic only has 2 seniors, so they're going to be battling these 2 teams out for these players for a long time. Golashevsky way downtown, got it. Bailey didn't get out quick enough.
Nope.
3-quarter court by Catholic, 1-2, 1-1. They don't trap out of it, they just want to control it. Well, they do trap out of it.
They're trying to create tempo, then when it gets over half court, they trap, Doug.
Ball was tipped, and another turnover for Scranton. Checking into the ball game, Jack Brockett, number 12. Kyle DeVerna back in the ball game for Scranton.
So if you're at home watching, the tempo for the press for Catholic is tempo.
You see Coach Carl Danzig starting his 18th season this year. He and Steve House are the only 2 guys that have coached each other in this landmark conference. They're the only 2. House with 16 years of experience and Danzig with 18, so they know each other pretty well.
Yeah, great take by Jimmy Golashevsky getting it in front of the rim.
Kyle DeBerna will pick up the foul. Will send Golashevsky to the line.
That's what I like about Golashevsky, Doug. He doesn't settle for outside jumpers. He's willing to get to the basket and get to the front of that rim and create opportunities for himself and offensive rebound opportunities for his teammates.
34 for 47 from the foul line coming into this game as he misses the first, a 72% foul shooter. Frank Lamage in the ball game for Catholic, and now Bailey returns for Scranton.
Lamage is a 6'9" freshman out of Connecticut. He's got nice size and he's got really long arms, so let's see what he can do inside.
Golashevsky, the good foul shooter, misses both. Catholic by 4. Scranton on the run. Another turnover.
If you're going to throw that pass, you got to throw it long so it goes out of bounds. See, now you give them an opportunity to run the fast break at you.
Colin Hartman all the way to the basket for a 6-point lead, and Carl Danzig wants to talk it over. It's a 30-second timeout. You see the in transition off the turnover, Colin Hartman out of Maitland, Florida. Coach, the turnovers are starting to...
They're piling up, and some of them are senseless turnovers. Like, that's a turnover. If you want to throw the ball long, you're trying to get a fast break, you got to throw it long. So if you don't connect, it goes out of bounds. Then they take the ball down, you get to set up your defense. Any pass short like that's going to end up being a steal. Now, they have numbers coming back, and that's what happened. He had numbers, and he just drove it right down the gut and got to the basket.
Now, is that what they're talking about in the huddle? They're a little upset. You see Carl Danzig beside himself.
Yeah,
the game's only 6 or 7 minutes old, and they got 5 or 6 turnovers.
This is youth, though. This is youth, Doug. And
yes.
people have to understand that. Yeah, I know they got off to a 12-0 start, but they're still really a bunch of freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, absolutely.
So people have to understand that.
Brian Easton checks into the game, twin brother of Brandon for Catholic. That's DeVerna. High post to Mancuso, back outside of DeVerna. He's a pretty good 3-point shooter, not this time.
I love his game. He really gets after it. He's a really good player.
Mitchell denied, kicks it out to Golashevsky. Golashevsky spinning the lane, loses it. And Jack Brockett comes up with it. He's on the move. Bailey sizing up Mitchell. 4 out, 1 in, working the perimeter. This is Boslin. Dumps it inside to Mancuso, left hand, no good, but Boslin's there for the rebound.
Offensive rebounding has really kept Scranton in this game so far, Doug.
This guy's a good offensive rebounder, Brian Boslin. He's second in the team in steals. He gets 3 rebounds. He's a versatile player. He assists. He can score. They like his game.
He's the perfect 6th man. He comes in with energy, gives them that opportunity to play, and really good.
Galashevsky with space, knocks down a 3, 17-10, Catholic by 7.
You have to know where he is. You got to be closer on him.
Again, 3-quarter court tempo control. It goes out to the wing. Mancuso drives it, gets it to Brackett. Around the perimeter, pull-up jumper by Boslin off the back iron, no good. Mancuso tries to keep it alive and does, and Bailey runs it down.
Great play by Mancuso. He brings so much energy to this game. He really plays hard all the time.
Now they're going to circle it out. Matthew Mancuso handles it on top. It goes inside to Bailey. Back into Mancuso. May have gotten away with a walk. Left-hander, no good. Bailey fighting for it, and it'll go to Catholic.
I know guys think it's a wall. I think he got pushed off of that spot, Doug.
With the score, Catholic 17, Scranton 10. We'll be right back.
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
The backcourt hoops. Music Youth Center co-ed basketball camp is scheduled for 4 days and 3 nights at Camp Tioga, located on 30 acres of the Endless Mountains in Thompson, PA. Campers can choose sleepover or commuting options. Boys and girls entering the 4th through 9th grades in the fall of 2019 are invited to attend. See backcourthoops.com for more details. Tom Robinson is our stat man here. What has he got for you, Coach Pucci?
Well, Catholic is the part of the lead is they're 7 for 11 from the field for 63%, while Scranton's 4 for 10 with 40%. But the bigger number is the turnover. Scranton has 7 turnovers already in a little less than 9 minutes of play.
Catholic to inbound the ball on the baseline. Little token pressure by Scranton. Now they back off. This is Brandon Easton. Double high. Nothing doing. Good defense by Jack Brockett. Colin Hartman. Mars Hill, Division II transfer. Goes back to Easton. Good defense by Scranton. Andre Mitchell. Pull up. Got it.
Scranton does a lot of switching on their defense. I don't know if that's causing mismatch problems for them, Doug.
Andre Mitchell out of Plymouth Whitemarsh. Playing well of late. His numbers are way up since the conference started, and he picks up a foul.
I looked at their exhibition schedule. I thought their exhibition schedule was really good that Catholic played. I thought they played a lot of teams at West Virginia Conference and stuff. They played some really good teams.
And I think that's
they played
difference.
Rochester.
Yeah, I think that's the difference in the preparation for the league play with these two teams too. I'm not so sure that Scranton was tested as much as they would have liked. Danzig has it. Kicks it back outside. DeVerna drives it all the way to the basket and gets the roll.
They've been able to get to the rim. I'll give Scranton credit. They've been able to get to the rim. And I think they need to establish Bailey more on that baseline.
Neither one of these two teams are, you wouldn't say they're three-point shooting teams. Although Catholic has shot some three-pointers already so far.
The one thing I noticed that separates the team, Catholic strength.
There you see, getting into the lane, as you said, Coach, Kyle DeVerna, getting in deep, and he gets the roll.
I think Catholic strength, when you look at their bodies, I think they're really chiseled, they're cut, they're really aggressive going to the rim.
Jackson Danzig picks up the foul, his first, sends Andre Mitchell to the line. He makes the first for an 8-point lead for Catholic. The second one on the way. Got it. And we got a sub at the table. This will be Will Mulquin checking into the ball game for Catholic. He replaces Galashevsky. Will Mulquin out of McLean, Virginia, Georgetown Prep High School grad. DeVerna with the good defense, kicks it across the way to Brackett. No good, but Danzig runs it down. Another possession for Scranton. It goes inside to Mancuso, the pump fake. And they're going to give him 2.
Is he going to have no floor? Is he going to be a shooting, Doug?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give it to him on the floor.
Yeah,
good call, Coach. Fouls on Andre Mitchell. That's his second. Immediately.
Right now, University of Scranton has to prove they can make an outside three-pointer. If not, it's going to be a constant double down on Mancuso all day, Doug. They're really attacking him when he gets the ball in the post. Someone from Scranton has to make an outside shot.
Brian Easton will check in and give Mitchell a rest with just over 10 minutes to go with the 2 fouls. Danzig into the high post, goes inside, it goes back outside to Bailey, and Bailey finishes.
Right, so that's where the ball needs to go. It needs to get the ball to the baseline, let Logan work that area and become an effective scorer.
So far, good things have happened every time Logan Bailey's touched the ball outside of the 1 turnover. Easton out on top, trying to set something up. Wants a 1-4 set, gets a little bit of something with Mulquin. Good defense by Bailey, goes back out to Mulquin, long range bomb, goes halfway down. Danzig on the move.
Good defensive possession that time by Scranton, and they needed it.
Inside to Bailey, back outside. Danzig thought about it. He goes one more to Kyle DeVerna. He can't get it to go. Rebound Catholic.
I don't think Scranton's made a three-pointer yet today, Doug.
Easton to his brother. Now to Hayes. And he walked with it.
Yeah.
Good defense by Matthew Mancuso. Forced the turnover.
Yeah, I like the way they bring Riley to that elbow and they let him do some work from that elbow spot rather than just sticking him in the low post all the time.
Just over 9 minutes to go. There's a three-pointer on the way by Danzig, and he got it.
Right, and that's what they need. They need someone to get some confidence behind that line, knocking shots down, loosen up that middle, that drive area for Scranton. Good possession for Scranton that time.
Cuts the lead to 4, but for Catholic, 9 minutes to go in the first half. John Bucci, Doug Walsh at the John Long Center, along with Paul Grippy on the sideline. Mitchell all the way, Easton all the way to the basket. Tip in, no good by Hayes. Logan Bailey comes down with it. Scranton's on the run. It's picked away at half court.
Great defensive play.
Colin Harmon, the pull-up J off the turnover, no good. A fight for it inside. And Jack Brockett comes away with it. The lob to Mancuso, couldn't get it. It'll stay with Scranton.
I like that action. Little lob pass. Mancuso gets it, gets his hand on it, couldn't get it down though.
Yeah, they want to rethink that one again.
Yeah.
Referees are talking. They want to know if they should
Shot
reset
clock.
the shot clock.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Did that replay show that the ball touched the rim? I guess is what they're looking at.
Right.
Okay, it's good. They're going to give him another shot clock.
Okay. Not that it's been necessary this game.
Yeah, you're right. Danzig inside the trigger. It goes into Mancuso, and it comes out to Bailey, and they'll get it out to Danzig, and they're going to run up, says Coach Danzig. Corner jumper on the way. Got it.
Right. See, right
Three
now.
ball.
So the last 2 baskets have been 3. So it was a 21-14 game. Is now 21-20. Scranton heating up from the three-point line, Doug.
Kyle DeVerna with the 3, cuts it to 1. Just over 8 minutes to go. Pryor into the game, Justin Pryor for Catholic. And they're going to get Jack Brockett with a foul on a reach. When we come back, it'll be Catholic ball underneath the basket. Just under 8 to go, Catholic by 1.
All right, back at the Long Center here in the first half of the game, University of Scranton against Catholic, and hard to believe all this time has passed for Carl Danzig, now in his 18th season as head coach of the Royals. You know, way back in 2002 when Bob Beswar retired, they hoped to find a coach who could continue the winning here. Well, they didn't do too bad. Carl Danzig picked up right where Bob Beswar left off and really is now approaching some of Scranton's legendary coaching stats that Beswar put up. Danzig, in 17 seasons, has won 9 conference championships, including the Landmark, and back in the old MAC, the Freedom Conference as well. He has 334 career wins, 2-time Coach of the Year, and he keeps Scranton in the conversation every year as far as conference championships and making the NCAA basketball tournament. So when you think about it, Scranton has had 2 men's basketball coaches in about, well, 45 years. That's pretty good. And Doug, the winning tradition continues.
Thank you, Paul Grippy. Yes, it does. And they've kind of owned this landmark conference since its inception. As you said, with the 9 titles. Catholic inbounds underneath their own basket. Catholic by 1. 7:45 to go in the first half. They pick and roll, the dump inside to Frank Lamage.
That was a nice finish by the freshman coming down the lane.
Frank Lamage out of Fairfield, Connecticut. Big guy, 6'10" they got him at. I don't know if he's that big, but he looks like he's got some size. Bailey all the way to the rack, and he gets fouled on the way up. He'll shoot 2.
Bailey's got those go-go gadget arms, Doug. Like, he can put the ball at different angles. That's why he gets fouled so much going to the basket. He has that ability to change his shot in midair. And he's going to shoot a huge number of foul shots in his career here at Scranton, Doug.
They're going to get Jimmy Goloszewski with the foul, sending Logan Bailey to the line. Gets the first. Cuts the lead to 2. Mitchell checks back in for Easton with the 2 fouls. And Bailey gets both.
That last basket by Scranton stopped, the basket by Catholic stopped an 8-0 run for Scranton.
Scranton in a 3/4 court tempo control. That's Pryor on the baseline all the way to the basket, and he lays it in.
Great take, right to the rim. Doesn't allow the shot blocker to get in there.
Justin Pryor out of Sewickley Academy in Western PA. Won a state championship in soccer as well. Danzig long range off the front iron. No good. Rebound Goloszewski. Mitchell sets something up. They're bringing guys up high. This is Hartman. To Pryor. Pryor puts it on the floor. Gets it to Goloszewski. Good defense by Scranton on the baseline. Back to Pryor. Jumper at the foul line. No good. Rebound Danzig. Scranton on a move. And they got another turnover. Jack Brockett turned it over with the carry.
Yeah, he turned it like he was going to go to the basket. Brought the ball under his hand, and then he decided to pass. Referee gets him for a carry. But I like the pace of the game. Scranton's doing a great job. Catholic has 0 offensive rebounds, Doug, and Scranton's been able to stay in the game because they have 6 offensive rebounds. So they're definitely winning the battle on the boards.
That's the calling card for Catholic. They're a good offensive rebounding team. Between Hayes and Mitchell, they have 130 of them. That gets you to the foul line, too, when you offensive rebound. Long range bomb. No good by Hartman.
Hartman's feeling. He made his first 3 when he came in the game. He has 5 points, but that one was a little off range there.
Won a high school state championship in Florida as a quarterback.
Really? He's built like it.
Colin Hartman. As I said before, Division II transfer from Mars Hill sat out, but he's a savvy young player. Bailey behind the back to the corner to Brackett. Off the iron, no good, and Pryor comes down with it. Took a shot in the head, but it looks like he's okay.
He's all right. He's coming down and playing.
Mitchell looks over at Coach Steve Howes. What do you want to run, Coach? It's another high set. It goes to Goloszewski, right wing. Bailey's on him. He calls out for the pick and roll with Lamage. Doesn't get it. They try to dump it inside. Mitchell's going to take it himself. Throws up a soft one. No good. Rebound, Kyle DeVerna.
Again, Scranton playing with pace, getting the ball up the floor.
Both of these teams, Coach, average 70 points plus a game, so they want to get the score up. Actually, it's the scoring is kind of down with the percentage. They're not even.
Yeah, because both teams are playing really good D.
Yeah.
He's got to reverse this ball. He's going to find guys.
Right on cue, in transition, Brockett. And now they'll back it out. Janisevich in the post. And Kuso must be hurting because he hasn't been on the floor in a while. There's Janisevich. No good. And the rebound comes to Catholic.
That's a good play by Nolan Janisevich. Just going to get the finish, but that's a mature play that he made. That's a mature play. Looks like Jackson Danzig might be banged up too, Coach. He's back there doing some running with the trainer.
Now that's all you need with the young team is more injuries. It goes into Lamage. Jump. Hook. Gets it to go. And the foul.
Yeah, very awkward, but it went in.
See the footwork by Lamage. Good patience. And Janisevich picks up the foul.
The one thing I noticed about Catholic, Doug, is everything is right to the defender's chest. They're always getting the defender going backwards because they attack the chest. At some point, the Scranton guys actually have to stand there and fall down and try to draw a charge. As long as you keep backing up and they're going at your chest, you're not going to get that call.
I guess Matthew Mancuso's okay because he checks back in for Nolan Januszewicz. Lamage at the foul line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Can't get it done. Rebound Mancuso in the game for a half a second, pulls out a rebound. That's why he's number one in the conference.
He's so good.
Catholic by 5. 4.5 to go in the first half. Boslin on top, drives it, kicks it. Jumper by Brackett, off the iron, no good. Brackett can't find it.
That's going to be key for Scranton, making threes out of the ball reversal.
Mitchell gets it in deep, kicks it back outside. It's tipped, and it'll stay right here. Mitchell got it in deep, wanted to turn around and find a spotter. Couldn't do it. It was tipped out of bounds, so Catholic will get it on the side.
Catholic's made the adjustment of taking away Logan on the baseline, so they're playing deep. When the ball reversal, guys have to knock down threes.
Mitchell to trigger. Brandon Easton will bring it across the timeline. He kicks it off his own
unforced
foot.
error.
Unforced error. Mancuso's got it in the open floor. He's got to kick it over to, he does to DeVerna, and DeVerna gets the hoop and the horn.
That's a great play by Mancuso. He made everyone attack him because they all thought he was going to go up and try to dunk it, and as soon as they did, he just laid it off.
With 3:58 to go in the first half, we got a barn burner. Catholic 27, Scranton 24.
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
The Battle of the Valley All-Star Classic, presented by Joyce Insurance, is back for a second year. The Senior All-Star Game pitting the Lackawanna League against the Wyoming Valley Conference in a girls-boys doubleheader is scheduled for March 31st at Lackawanna College at 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Follow NEPAbasketball.com for more details as the game approaches. What do you think so far, Coach? It's just about what we expected, a nip and tuck affair.
Yeah, you know, like when I talked about the keys of the game earlier, attack the rim for Catholic and offensive rebound. They haven't been able to offensive rebound because one of the keys for Scranton was rebounding one and done. So they've been able to do their job. The press has created tempo. And again, Scranton has good ball movement against the zone. They just haven't made those outside shots. You know, so again, the game's playing out as we talked about.
Kyle DeVerna with one left to try to complete the three-point play. 5th all-time in foul shooting percentage at the University of Scranton. That's with some big names on the list, so he's a pretty good foul shooter.
I think he's an excellent player. When I first saw him come in as a freshman, I really liked the way he played. And he plays multiple positions.
Catholic leads by 2. They have it in their end. They're trying to get Lamage inside. They do get it to him on Mancuso. Mancuso has him out about 10, 12 feet away, but the spin move all the way to the basket, the good hands, couldn't finish. Pryor couldn't come up with it. Scranton's got it. DeVerna gives it to Mancuso. Mancuso dumps it back out to Jack Connolly. DeVerna all the way to the basket. Gets it to go, and he has a chance at another three-point play.
Yeah, he's tough going to the basket, especially to his right hand. He loves going to his right hand and finishing. And he uses the glass very well, Doug. He uses the glass to protect us from the shot blocker.
Kyle DeVerna out of Rockville Center, New York, junior. 89% from the foul line this year. Came in with 179 out of 205, and he's made 1 out of 2. I'm sorry I jinxed him there. He's 180 for 206 right now, but he's still good for 5th all-time in percentage. Back the other way.
Great move.
Lamage. I'm sorry, that's
Riley Hayes.
Riley Hayes with the offensive rebound, and he'll go to the line. Riley Hayes.
Great move by Easton.
Easton, and then the foul. And they're going to get Mancuso his first. Team's 5th. Riley Hayes, coach, gets to the line more than anybody in this conference. And that's why, because the offensive rebounds.
And you know what? He works hard to get position, so he's always at an angle to get a rebound. The offensive rebounding is developed before the shot goes up. You're trying to wedge people out, get position, and he always does.
Hayes gets one of two to take a 1-point advantage. This is Boslin. Back to DeVerna, back to Boslin. Jumps up in the air, gets Danzig, goes inside to Mancuso. He's going to kick it back out to Boslin. Danzig with the look. Off the iron, no good, and it's knocked out of bounds by Easton. It'll stay with Scranton.
Jack Connolly's done a great job of attacking the offensive rebound. He didn't get that rebound, but he got the ball for Scranton because he was so aggressive.
Knows his role, shoots a good percentage, does everything they ask him to do when he's into the ball game, and now Bailey checks back in for Connolly.
How about how strong Brian Easton was to hold up Mancuso on that drive?
Danzig surveys the situation. It goes to Bailey on the baseline, all the way to the basket. Mancuso can't follow. And it's a tie-up on a rebound with Hayes and Mancuso, the marquee matchup.
They're getting after it. They really are playing hard. Great drive by Bailey.
You see the Bailey drive, and he just couldn't finish. And then the two guys in our Dave Maddock Nationwide Insurance marquee matchup going at it. Danzig crossed the way to Boslin. Back to Danzig. Good ball movement by Scranton. Bailey all the way to the rack, and he gets it to go for a Scranton 1-point lead.
All started with the ball movement, Doug. Swinging the ball side to side. Bailey drives to the basket, finishes off the glass.
Scranton 29, Catholic 28. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Landmark Conference battle. Easton, Galashevsky off the down screen, couldn't get it to go. Brian Easton with the rebound.
Yeah, Jackson's got to rebound that.
It goes inside to Hayes. He finds Easton, and Brian Easton's on the score sheet. Puts Catholic back up one. Gets them into the three-quarter cut.
That's too long of a pass.
Galashevsky with the steal. It goes to Easton. It's blocked by Boslin. Scranton has numbers if they choose. They do. DeVerna. Mancuso. Back to DeVerna. Up and under. Good.
Old-time basketball. Give and go, Doug. Give and go. Old-time basketball.
Gets Scranton back to a 31-30 lead. 1:20 to go in the first half.
I think Carl's trying to get Mancuso out of the game with that one foul. He's pick up his second one here towards the end.
It goes inside to Hayes. He got away with the foul, and the ball just happened to fall to his head, and he lays it in.
No one came and attacked it.
Back and forth we go. Catholic by one. Bailey drives it hard, dumps it. DeVerna doesn't like what he sees. He's going to kick it back out. And they'll set something up.
We may actually use the whole shot clock this possession, Doug.
Danzig kicks it back out to Boslin. He backs it out. Looks like a little bit of a zone for Catholic. They find the opening in the zone. DeVerna can't convert, and Pryor comes down with it. Coach Steve Howes wants him to walk it up, set something up, take it easy. 10-second difference in the shot clock, so Scranton will get the ball.
They will have the last possession. Let's see what Catholic looks like. Going to be a double high screen.
There's one. They tried to get the pick and roll with Hayes, couldn't do it. Brian Easton tries to drive it to the hole. It's poked away, knocked out of bounds by Danzig. 4 to shoot on the clock with 14 seconds to go in the half. And Steve Howes wants to talk it over. A 30-second timeout. We will stay right here. Coach, the use it or lose it timeout. What's Steve Howes going to draw up in the huddle?
Well, if I'm him, I'm trying to. They put Janisevich in, and I think he's going to have a hard time guarding Riley Hayes. I think they're going to try to run something with Galashevsky and Hayes screening for Galashevsky, or vice versa. Try to get the ball in either one of their hands. But obviously, I think they want the ball to get to Riley Hayes. With 4 seconds on the shot clock, you can make a pass and then a dump down. You don't have to go directly to Hayes.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. You have time for a pass or two and maybe a dribble drive or something.
Right.
4 seconds is a long time. You don't have to jack it up real quick.
No, but I think they're going to try to establish Riley Hayes on this play. With the one foul, I might have kept Mancuso in the game for this possession. I'm really worried about defensively whether Janisevich can handle Hayes.
It goes back to Galashevsky. Pull up.
Yep.
Got it away, but the rebound comes down to Catholic. It's poked away, and Scranton will have it with 8 seconds to go in the half.
They got the shot they want. Now, do you bring Mancuso back for offense?
He's standing up next to Coach Danzig as if to say, Coach, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
He didn't think so. Bailey has it. He's not going to give it up. He's going all the way. The floater.
Love
Got it to go at
Love
the
the
buzzer. Scranton takes the lead at half on the Logan Bailey runner. 33-32 at the half. We'll be back.
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
Halftime at the John Long Center sees the Scranton Royals leading Catholic 33-32. And joining me right now, the head coach of the Scranton women's basketball team, Trevor Woodruff, who defeated Catholic earlier this afternoon. And we talked a lot about that, but want to talk about what you have coming up in the area. And this will be January 21st, which is Martin Luther King Day. It's the Trevor Woodruff Clinic. So what happens on that day?
Well, we're excited. We are so fortunate, so proud to represent the University of Scranton. We have so many great fans in the area. What we try to do on the 21st is just open up an opportunity for the local youth to come in, learn some basketball from the players and the coaches in our program. So from 9 to 12 on the 21st, as you said, kindergarten to third grade at Backcourt Hoops. Come on down. We run a clinic. It really caters to everybody, for the youngest of folks who are learning the fundamentals, right? You know, even if kids are a little more developed and looking for some competitive opportunities. It's been a great day. It's always circled on our calendar, and our kids love to be there and give back to the community.
Okay, so again, that's January 21st at Backcourt Hoops, and it's the Trevor Woodruff Clinic, and it's for pre-K till what age?
There's multiple clinics. Ours is pre-K to third. There are also shooting clinics for 5th through 8th grade. I would recommend anybody interested in finding something for their constructive for their son or daughter to do that day to go to backcourthoops.com. They can register there. They can see all the clinics that are available to them. Ours is just one of multiple. So there's something for everybody to take part in. Backcourthoops.com will give you all the answers.
Now, what should kids in those ages be focusing on as far as their basketball skills go?
Well, it really is about fundamentals at that age. If you can get a good foundation for young people, an understanding of the game, how it should be played, some simple things as simple as terminology, what different spots on the court are called, basic movements, cutting, screening. If they can do all those things now, it's going to help them as they get older, because one thing that never changes regardless of age, you got to be able to do the fundamentals. And so that's really what we focus on.
And I like that, you're the University of Scranton women's coach. You certainly focus on your team, but you want to spread basketball and grow basketball. That's sort of your interest in doing this. You get that chance whenever you can.
Oh, absolutely. Scranton is an unbelievable basketball city. Northeastern Pennsylvania is a great basketball region of the state and the country. And so for us to be able to take part, give back, and offer this opportunity, like I said, we circle it on the calendar. It's one of the biggest days of the year for us.
Okay, so if you go to backcourthoops.com, you can read about it, you can register, and again, that's January 21st at Backcourt Hoops at the Riverfront basketball facility in Scranton. And then eventually you are going to have the Trevor Woodruff Golf Clinic, right? I'm going to sign up for that one.
Nobody wants to see that. I love to play. Anybody wants to take me golfing, I'll go, but you're not going to learn anything.
Okay, well, that would be the one that I would participate in. Okay, Trevor Woodruff, the women's basketball coach at Scranton here. Happy for a win today and an undefeated season up till this point. And check out his clinic. It'll be January 21st. Trevor, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back with more halftime right after this on MyTV WQMY.
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
Scranton leads Catholic 33-32 at halftime here at the John Long Center on a Saturday afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm joined by a couple of guys. They aren't twins, but they are brothers. They are the Danzig boys, the two Danzigs that have graduated from this university and from this program. Ross Danzig to my left and Ethan Danzig to my right. And both get to come back, put their feet up, and enjoy Scranton basketball without having to sweat it out or be yelled by their father as he coaches them. But
nice for a change.
Let's talk. Ross Danzig, first of all. You were the first of the Danzig boys to go through the program here. What was it like to play for your father, be a part of the program? What steered you here in the first place from high school?
Yeah, it was terrible. Hated it. No, it was awesome. It was an unbelievable experience. You know, growing up, you know, everyone grows up cheering for the Dukes and the North Carolinas. I grew up cheering for Scranton basketball, you know, and these are the guys I idolize, and a chance to come out here and play on this court, you know, every night was awesome for me. And a chance to play for him, and ultimately a chance to play with my brother my senior year, it was, you know, I couldn't have wrote it any better. I had a great experience.
Well, you won Conference Player of the Year. You won conference, so I'm sure your dad was never on you about anything, and never gave you a hard time. Well, what are you up to now? You've graduated, moving on to a career. What are you pursuing?
Yeah, I'm down in Philadelphia right now, living with a bunch of guys who ironically played out here. We got about 8 guys who played on the team together that still live within about 5-minute radius of each other. Trying to play in men's leagues. It's deteriorating quickly, but we're hanging on. You know, we still think we got something in the tank.
Okay. And what kind of career are you pursuing?
I'm in financial sales right now, working for SEI out in Philadelphia. So yeah, it's going well.
All right, I'll get with you later for some stock market tips. So
Yeah,
then,
whatever you need.
all right. So Ross Danzig then passed the torch to the middle brother Ethan Danzig, and then you came to Scranton. And why did you decide to follow in his footsteps and then play for your dad? How'd you make that decision?
Well, frankly, I wasn't recruited anywhere. To be honest, my dad gave me a chance. He said, you can come here, you can play with your older brother. He gave me an opportunity, and it all worked out. So I applied to one school. I knew where I was going from when I was a freshman in high school. There wasn't really much of a decision.
It worked out pretty good, too. I mean, it's not like you had a bad career. Stellar career here. And so now you just graduated just a few months ago, but what have you been up to pursuing your career since graduation?
I got a job at People Security Bank and Trust. I'm a credit analyst there. I've been there for about 8 months now, so it's going well.
All right, that's great. One Danzig left, Jackson Danzig now. He's the baby, the freshman. Give me a little scouting report on him as a player. What are his skills? What does he contribute? What's he good at?
We like to say he's the mixture of both of us. So he's athletic, and he can get to the hoop. He's smart. He makes good passes. He still can't shoot as well as I can. He's still not as smart as Ross, but he's really good, and he's only going to get better.
I'm sure as the kid brother in the family, the baby, the youngest one, he took a little abuse from the two of you. But now he has the state championship. So how did that change things? What does that mean to him?
Well, we still have more championships in total than he does, so he's not a lot of bragging rights there.
All right, so the three of them, stellar careers at Abington Heights, followed by stellar careers here at the University of Scranton, and Jackson now following in those footsteps. All right, thank you, Ross. Thank you, Ethan, for joining us. Congratulations on graduating and having great careers. We'll be back with the second half. You're watching MyTV, WQMY.
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
We are back at the John Long Center. Scranton holds a 1-point lead at halftime over Catholic University. Take a look at some of the first half. We're gonna stay right here. Johnny, what do you see so far in the first half?
Well, I think a huge rebounding for Scranton. You know, they have 9 offensive rebounds, the Catholics 2. They have 24 total rebounds, the Catholic 14. Scranton has committed a number of turnovers, but it hasn't come back to hurt them. They've committed 10 turnovers, but they've only had 4 points. Catholic has only scored 4 points off those turnovers.
You've got to take advantage of those.
Right.
If you're gonna win on the road.
Got to make a team pay for turning the ball over.
Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. You see Easton all the way to the rack early.
Great play by Bailey, finding Mancuso on the drive.
Down the lane. Catholic went out to a 21-11 lead, and then you see Mitchell with the three-point bomb.
And here's Riley establishing that pivot foot, using his strength to shoot through the young sophomore.
They used that to get up to a 21-12 advantage, and then you see Scranton coming back. Bailey to his left, and he finds Conley down low. And then Hartman shows you he can go outside.
He came right off the bench and made that
and
shot.
then he goes inside. Yeah.
Yep.
So the run at the end was 21-11. You see that's part of the run, the tip in by Boslin to cut the lead, and then now take the lead 33-32 with that basket at the buzzer by Logan Bailey.
You know, if you're Coach House from Catholic, you got to be talking to your guys about rebounding the ball. They've had a ton of tip-ins, like not even hard rebounds.
And you see there the first half stats, Johnny. What pulled
The rebounds. You know, the rebounds just really showing in the shooting percentage from the foul line from Catholic.
yeah, they're usually better at that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so again, like Scranton's only shooting 2 for 11 from 3-point.
Yeah, neither team's a three-point shooting team,
Right.
so they're going to try
But
to.
the rebounds is the one that has me, Doug.
Second half is underway. Mitchell, Easton, Golashevsky, Hartman, and Hayes to start it for Catholic. Goes inside to Mitchell, back out to Golashevsky, long-range bomb, got it to start.
You cannot take a down step and double down off of him. He's gonna shoot the ball.
Gives Catholic a 2-point lead. DeVerna, Mancuso, Rocket, Bailey, and Danzig for Scranton. Rocket in the corner, thought about it. Hartman got to him. 2-3 zone by Catholic. 5 to shoot. It goes to the high post. Back out. Danzig, long range. Off the front iron. No good. A rebound, Hartman.
Probably right there, try to get a steal. Good possession by Scranton there. They took the shot clock down, got a good shot, just couldn't convert it.
Easton backs it out against the man-to-man. Sets something up. They're bringing Golashevsky and Hayes up high. Golashevsky almost traveled, and Easton gets fouled out front.
If you notice the way Scranton's playing defense, they switch every guard-to-guard screen. The 4 guys that are guards will switch every screen. The only guy that stays is Mancuso. They got to fight through that one. Everything else is a switch, which I think is really good defensive strategy for them.
Ross Danzig picks up his second foul. They got Golashevsky on a fadeaway. No good. Rebound comes down to Mancuso. Danzig surveys the situation. Looking for Mancuso inside. Couldn't get it to him. He still hasn't posted up. They do get it to him up high. The dump down to Bailey.
Nice
got it.
play. Hartman got the second half start there, Coach. And Daly went immediately down and posted him up inside. Good strategy for Bailey there.
Good high-low game with Mancuso and Bailey. Ties it up at 35.
It's nice when you can run a high-low game with a former point guard. You know what I mean? And obviously, the Bailey name is a legacy here at Scranton.
Well, I think, to see the turnover by Catholic, I think Todd Bailey, a friend of mine on the 1982 National Championship team, I think he was one of the best basketball players ever in this area. On that National Championship team, he averaged 4 assists and 3 steals a game. He stole the ball 77 times 2 years in a row. What a player, Todd Bailey.
And the kid's pretty good.
Long range.
I don't know if he's as good as his father yet, but someday he may get there.
He's a little bigger than his father,
Right,
that's
yeah.
for sure. Jack Rocket misses the long range bomb, and Catholic comes down with it. 35-35, 17 and a half to go in the second half. Landmark Conference key matchup between Catholic and Scranton.
Oh, good hustle by Danzig on that.
The possession arrow is going to go to Scranton on the tie-up.
I don't want to mess this up, but the 3 guys doing this game have done a great job, Doug.
Well, they're worth mentioning again.
They are.
Referee Tom McDermott. U1 is Chris Conti, and U2 is Ridge Moser. And Coach Bucci throws around compliments for referees like sewer lids, so they must be doing a good job.
They really, I think they are. I mean,
well, if you don't notice them and you don't really know
Right.
who's good, that you're doing a good
Yeah.
job. You're absolutely right. Mancuso tries to drive it, goes across the way. Brockett takes it to the basket, kicks it back outside of DeVerna. Thought about it.
he should
Good
have taken
defense
that.
by
Oh,
Easton. Got to him.
Good finish.
Matthew Mancuso under and up.
I love the way they skip the ball and reverse it. I think Scranton does. They're one of the best teams I've seen skipping the ball and reversing it.
Put Scranton back up by 2. 37-35, 16:50 to go. Almost stolen away from Mitchell. It goes into Hayes. He finds Easton, and he lays it in.
Yeah, you get that steal, you got to get it. If you go for it.
Catholic back with pressure. Bailey thought about dribbling through it, and he won't. Now he will. All the way to the basket.
Good D by Riley Hayes.
Riley Hayes holds his ground, and Bailey turns it over. Brandon Easton all the way to the basket. No good. Mancuso tips it and gets it.
We need to get DeVerna a touch here if you're Scranton. He hasn't had a shot yet this half. And he was the guy that kind of carried him towards the end of the half last period, the first half, Doug.
Kyle DeVerna, 5 for 9 on the day. High man with 12 in the first half along with Bailey. Turnover by Scranton has Easton with Brockett. No good. Hayes and another tie-up. This one will stay with Catholic.
Right. Good job. Good job, Bailey, running back and staying in the play.
It's been a few turnovers. When we come back, 15:44 to go. Tie ball game. Don't forget to check out NEPAbasketball.com for scores and stories on all the local basketball games on both the high school and the college levels. Make NEPAbasketball.com part of your daily routine for following the entire season of local high school and college basketball. Check out scores, schedules, rankings, roundups, game stories, players of the week, and other features. Visit NEPAbasketball.com. Back here at the John Long Center on the campus of the University of Scranton. 37-37, Catholic and Scranton all tied, just like the history has been since 1982. Always a close game when these two teams get together. Two perennial national powers on the Division III level. Scranton for 20 years between 76 and 93 or 4, and then from then till about 2004, Catholic took over as one of the premier programs in the country. Scranton with 2 national championships, Catholic with 1. Riley Hayes takes it all the way to the basket, gets the hoop and the foul.
From the inbounds play on, that's where they wanted to go. They want to go to Riley Hayes the whole time. He goes to a strong right hand with a finish.
We're going to get Nolan Januszewicz with the foul. Going to send Hayes to the line. Try to complete the three-point play.
But they reversed the ball twice, and he finally had to go up the elbow to catch it, and he's going to go to his right hand every time. You have to play that right hand and force him to go to his left.
Riley Hayes, 6'8", out of Chester, New York. Played at Burke Catholic.
That's right up the road from us, right?
Had a career-high 31
nice
earlier this year again. Marymount, the pitch ahead to Januszewicz, and he slams it home to cut the lead to 1. Easton to Mitchell. Mitchell guarded by Danzig. Brian Easton blocked by Januszewicz.
Nice play by Nolan, come over to help.
Easton gets it in the corner, says, I'll try it again from over here. Riley Hayes with the offensive rebound and the putback.
But what happens is Januszewicz has to go out and help.
Januszewicz ahead. They pitch it ahead. Good find by Danzig. Januszewicz falling out of bounds. Pitches it to Conley, and Conley gets hacked in the act, and he'll get 2. You see the pitch ahead. Nolan Januszewicz with the slammeroonie.
But the last bad bucket from Catholic, Riley Hayes was unblocked out because Januszewicz had to go to the corner and close out.
Conley goes to the line, gets the first of 2.
So Catholic has already equaled their offensive rebounds from this half already, Doug. 5 minutes into the second half.
Senior Jack Conley converts 2. You see why he's a 72% foul shooter. DeVerna checks back in for Bailey for Scranton. Boslin in the game as well. 42-41. Scranton trails by 1. Catholic has it in their end. They go down inside to Hayes. Good defense by Januszewicz. Denied.
Right, make him go to his left hand. That was good defense. Oh, not sure about
Boslin tries the no-looker, and Catholic's got numbers the other way. Blocked by DeVerna at the rim.
What an athletic play by DeVerna. It's like he stood still in air. You know what I mean? It was just a great play. Kids all hustle. He got back.
And you see the 3-on-1 or 3-on-2. The great hustle by
great block.
DeVerna and the block.
Surprised he didn't go save it.
Justin Breyer checks into the ball game.
This kid had a good first half for them, Doug. We talked about him a couple times when he was
out of Sewickley. They try to run something out of the inbounds play for him. Brandon Easton has tried to take Conley to the basket. Conley says no way. Mitchell, pull up. No good. Batted around, and Catholic comes up with it. Riley Hayes with the offensive rebound, and he's going to go back to the line where he makes a living. Janishevich picks up the foul. That's his third.
See, if you go back, that's what we're talking about. They're putting Riley Hayes in a screen now, and they're hedging, and no one's getting to him to box him off the boards. So even if you're Catholic and you take a bad shot, he's going to be there to clean it up.
Riley Hayes, first one up and good. Bailey going to check back in. He's going for Danzig. Riley Hayes to shoot second.
It's Janicevich's third, Coach. And Mancuso's still sitting there. They're really watching Mancuso's minutes.
Riley Hayes, the weakest of the starters from the foul line at 69%. That's pretty good. And the second one rolls around and comes out. Catholic leads by 2. Just over 14 minutes to go in the second half. This is Boslin. Gives it to Bailey. Bailey dumps it to Janishevich. They move it around side. Collins, a good shooter. Can't get that one to go. Boslin tries to keep it alive, and he ends up in the stands.
Great hustle by Boslin.
Jack Conley had a game earlier this year. He didn't miss a shot. 2 for 2 from the line, 3 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from three-point land.
That's a good line. You used to have those, Doug. You had it the over 60 league the other night, didn't you? Throw that one up there.
This is Pryor. Pryor to Easton. They try to get
They're really
Hayes
trying to,
on the
yeah,
slip.
they're really trying to get the ball to him now. They've made a point. That was definitely talked about at halftime, Doug.
Try to get the ball inside to Hayes. Good defense by Janishevich, not letting it happen. Easton, kick out to Pryor. Pryor off the front iron. Scranton's on the move. Boslin.
Go right back to him.
Right back to DeVerna. And he turns it over. And he might get it back. He did get it back. Janishevich got it back. Bailey, back to DeVerna. The hoop.
What a finish.
And the foul.
Now, Riley Hayes is a big, strong dude. He bounced off of DeVerna. All the hustle.
You see the scrum. They almost came up with the Catholic did.
Watch Riley Hayes bounce off DeVerna here.
Yeah, DeVerna, yeah. Huh?
He's a strong kid.
He's feeling the pain.
Weight room, people. Weight room.
Kyle DeVerna. That's the guy you want on the line.
And you jinxed him again.
I'm sorry, but Bailey comes down with the board. DeVerna's going to take another crack at a 3-ball. Off the back iron. We thought it might fall, but it does not. It's off Scranton, and Catholic will get possession.
Scranton's been relentless on the offensive boards. Now, what's happening is Catholic is matching their intensity this half on the offensive boards.
13:09 to go in the ball game. 43-43, just about what we expected. Danzig checks back in for Scranton. Easton has it. They go to Hayes way out on top. Mancuso into the ball game to defend him. Pull-up jumper by Pryor. Back iron. Does he get the roll? Yes, he does. And there's a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. 12:49 to go in the second half. 45-43 Catholic.
All right, the second half continues here at the John Long Center at University of Scranton, locked up in a tight one, trying to end a 2-game losing streak. The schedule doesn't get any easier from here. Let's take a look at the Royals' upcoming games. They play every Wednesday and Saturday until the end of the season, and the next game will be this coming Wednesday. Susquehanna comes in, and then they go to Juniata a week from today. The game after that, January 23rd, is against Drew, and right now Drew shapes up as the best team in the conference. 3-0 in the landmark, 11-3 overall. The only team with a better overall record, Scranton, at 12-2. After Drew, it's Elizabethtown, followed by Susquehanna, and then Catholic again on February 2nd. So, Doug, they want to stop the losing streak tonight and get back into the winning ways in the rest of the conference schedule.
Thank you, Paul Grippi. Coach, what did Catholic talk about at halftime?
I think they talk about offense rebounding. The first half, Catholic only had 2 offensive rebounds. 8 minutes into the second half, they already have 4 offensive rebounds and getting the ball inside. Riley Hayes has had a ton of touches and a ton of finishes inside already, and it's putting a lot of pressure on Scranton defensively.
Well, Catholic came into the game with great offensive rebounding team. They did not do that in the first half, and as you said, they started to pick that up in the second half, and now they got a 2-point lead. A little pressure by Catholic, one trap, and now they'll back into, looks like man-to-man this time. Danzig has it, drives it, goes backdoor to Boslin. It's stolen away by Brian Easton, and they're on the move again. They try to get it to Hayes. They may have turned it right back over to them. They did. DeVerna comes up with it.
There's that guy DeVerna again.
Boslin has it. He'll settle things down. Brian Easton on him. He's calling for a high screener roll with Mancuso. He waves that off. They try to back screen with Bailey and Mancuso. Couldn't get it. They got the dump down, high-low, and they're going to get Pryor with the foul.
So I don't know if they ended up switching where Riley and Hayes ended up on Logan, or that was just a straight switch defensively. That ended up being a switch. Hayes is still guarding Mancuso.
Nice high-low set that time by Scranton. Couldn't get it, but it was a good set. They tried to bounce it inside, Mancuso does, and he says, my fault.
I'd like Scranton to be a little more patient here on that.
Catholic by 2 with the ball. Easton tries to drive it. He gets Hayes on a dump down. It's blocked by Mancuso. Scranton comes away with it. Boslin drives it, kicks it. DeVerna thought about it.
Yeah, I think he's got to take that shot, Doug.
Especially when you have the hot hand.
Right, yeah. I mean, I don't think he's had a shot this half.
They dump it down to Mancuso, and it's blocked by Hayes. Mancuso looking for goaltending, but that was a good block.
Yep.
And as he's talking to the ref, Catholic goes the other way. We'll take a break. 11:20 to go in the game. Catholic by 2, 45-43. Backcourt Hoops, Music Youth Center co-ed basketball camp is scheduled for 4 days and 3 nights at Camp Tioga, located 30 acres of the Endless Mountains in Thompson, PA. Campers can choose sleepover or commuting options. Boys and girls entering the 4th through 9th grades in the fall of 2019 are invited to attend. See backcourthoops.com for more details. Coach John Bucci. Catholic has a 2-point lead. How'd they get there?
By establishing their inside game. Riley Hayes has really stepped it up. They've been attacking the glass. Here's how we know that Catholic is being more aggressive going inside. Scranton always has 4 blocks in this half. So obviously when you go inside more, there's going to be more blocks. So again, I think Catholic, when they came out of there, the halftime, that's what they wanted to do, and they've done it.
Catholic to inbound underneath their basket. Hartman checks back in. He'll trigger. It goes to Easton. Easton, 2-man game with Lamage. Couldn't get it. Scranton's on the run. Bailey all the way to the basket and the finish.
It's unbelievable.
So athletic.
Yep, crazy athletic.
Ties the score. 45 all. Brandon Easton, guarded by Jackson Danzig. It goes inside to Goloszewski. He's going to try to post up Boslin. Goes back to Pryor. Pryor drives it, loses the handle, and it's picked away. It's 2-on-1 Scranton. And it's taken all away by DeVerna.
That was a good decision not to pass that. That guy never fully committed to him.
Hartman back the other way. And did he get a foul or did he get a travel?
He got a block on
It looks
Bailey.
like they're getting Logan Bailey for the foul. His third. You see the 2-on-1. Good job by keeping it, as you said,
Right.
Coach, by DeVerna.
A lot of people in the bleachers yelling pass the ball. There was no pass to be made there. The guy never committed. Young players make that mistake too much of passing that when there's no commitment by the defender.
Logan Bailey picks up his first, team's 4th of the half. And Catholic inbounds it deep. Mitchell. Inside to Lamage. And they got him for a travel.
Got a little testy inside. Lamage kid's going to be an all-league player when it's all said and done.
I agree. He's got good feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big kid, 6'9", Fairfield, Connecticut. Freshman. They like him.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Riley Hayes checks back
And
in.
I like that. He's not happy he's out of the game. I like that. He wants to be in the game. He wants to play.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure his time will come. Scranton almost throws it away. Bailey back to DeVerna. DeVerna up and in. Kyle DeVerna putting up some offensive numbers.
Yep. That's the ball needs to go in his hands.
Like when Danzig's not scoring and Mancuso's not scoring, DeVerna picks it up.
Yep. But he should be that way all the time, Doug. Not just when they're not scoring.
Scranton by 4. This is Hartman. Tries to take DeVerna, kicks it over to Mitchell. Mitchell off the front iron, and it's rebounded inside by Mulquin, who checked into the ball game. Couldn't get the putback to go. Scranton has it the other way. Boslin into the foul line, kicks it back to Mancuso. Mancuso dumps it inside. Lefty shot, no good by DeVerna, and here comes Mitchell. Mitchell 1-on-3. He's gonna take it. No, it's stolen away by Bailey. And Will Mulquin comes up with the ball, and he's fouled in the act. You
Great
see
play by
Bailey hustle down the floor. And Mancuso picks up the foul, his second.
Bailey and DeVerna have combined for 34 points, Doug, for Scranton. Bailey 6 for 10. DeVerna's 8 for 13 from the field.
Mulquin gets the first. That's coming off 35 points the other night in a loss at Moravian for Logan Bailey.
Right.
So he's getting it done. Sat out last year with an injury. Redshirt sophomore.
He said he learned a lot watching. He said obviously he never won an injury, but he said he was able to learn a lot by being in practices every day and seeing things, Doug.
Mulquin gets 1 of 2. Cuts the Scranton lead to 3. Catholic back zone. It goes to the high post, and Mancuso traveled.
Right.
Wanted to shoot it and lost the handle.
Right.
And ended up walking.
Man needs to get his head settled down now here a little bit.
Jack Conley back into the game for Scranton. He's guarding Mulquin. Brandon Easton trying to get Hayes down low. They do. He's going to try to take Mancuso one-on-one. Good defense by Mancuso. The pull-up. Good defense, just better offense by Hayes.
Without a doubt, better offense.
And like you said, they talked about it at halftime. Everything's been going inside. Bailey drives it, kicks it to Mancuso. Not enough time to get the shot off. And they're going to get Will Mulquin with the foul on the baseline. Line change at the table for Scranton. Here comes Jenishevitz, Danzig, and Rocket back into the ball game. Bailey and Conley will stay.
I like the substitution. He needs the guys that's needed a break, and it's still a 1-point game.
1-point game, Scranton by 1. They have the ball. Danzig backs it out. Looks like it's a zone for Catholic off the inbounds. They dump it down into Conley. Pump
Nice
fake.
move.
Got his defender in the air and lays it in. 3-point lead, Scranton.
All right, if you're Catholic come down here, they got to go to Riley. They got the young kid guarding them.
Mulquin tries to drive it. It's poked away by Jenishevitz, but Mulquin gets the handle back. Mitchell, long-range bomb. Off the back iron, no good. Pryor tries to keep it alive. It's knocked out of bounds by Jenishevitz. It'll stay with Catholic.
I don't think that's a good possession at all for Catholic.
That'll take us to the under 8-minute break. 7:57 to go. Scranton leads by 3, 51-48. Don't go away.
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
Trevor Woodruff, head coach of the unbeaten University of Scranton women's basketball team, will be at Backcourt Hoops in Scranton January 21st, Martin Luther King Day. The Trevor Woodruff Clinic will be part of the No School Clinic series at Backcourt Hoops. Registration is open for the pre-K to 3rd grade clinic covering the fundamentals of the game. Shooting clinics will be available for students from 4th to 8th grade. The clinics are set for 9 a.m. to noon. Visit backcourthoops.com for more details and to sign up today. Back at the John Long Center, Catholic University trails by 3. Inbounds it underneath their own basket. They try to get Pryor again off the inbounds pass for a wide open corner J, and they don't get it. Brandon Easton drives it to the hole, throws it up, no good. Rebound, Januszewicz.
Real good defense by Scranton that time, forced him to his weak hand and make it try to have a tough finish.
Catholic back in zone. Danzig drives it to the foul line, hands it right to Andre Mitchell. He gets it over to Easton. Easton all the way. Januszewicz with the trail and the block, and a good block, but they're fouled on the rebound.
All right. Right now, Catholic is only shooting 30% in the second half. Here's the.
You see the block by Januszewicz off the court, and then the foul by Bailey.
In the first half, they had 2 offensive rebounds, Catholic. They have 9 already this half, Doug. But again, they're only shooting 30%, but it doesn't matter their percentage because they're getting offensive rebounds. They're getting extra possessions.
And they're getting to the foul line.
Right. Scranton, on the other hand, is shooting 53%. Okay? But now they're not getting the second chance points in the second half.
Well, the thing about Catholic, Coach, is they're down 3, and the reason they're not in this game is they didn't take advantage of the turnovers,
right,
and they're not taking advantage of the offensive opportunities. They're getting to the foul line, but they're going 0 for 2, 1 for 2 every time.
Right. Scranton
That's not going to get it done on the road.
Scranton only has 1 offensive rebound after having 9 in the first half.
No.
You know what I mean? So the game changes on how you defend and how you rebound. Scranton was really successful by rebounding. Now Catholic is changing the tune of this game by their rebounding, but Scranton still has a lead by 2 points.
Both teams getting away with their mistakes, I guess you would say. 51-49. Scranton leads by 2. 7:15 to go in the ball game. Danzig looked at shooting a 3, says, I don't think I will do it. DeVerna trying to go inside. The man Mancuso can't get him. DeVerna drives it. Good defense by Hartman, but the step back jumper by DeVerna, and he's hot as a pistol tonight.
And you know what? He's not a guy that's going to look for a shot, but I think he's got to hunt his shot a little bit in the last 7 minutes, Doug.
He's got 20. He's high man. Hartman outside. Gets it to Easton. Easton tries to drive it. Good defense by Brockett. Now it goes to Galashevsky, and he takes it all the way to the basket, and he gets the deuce.
Yeah, great drive by Galashevsky. We got to close out so hard on him because he can shoot the 3. Then he has the ability to dribble by you, and he's strong going to the front of the rim.
Scranton by 2. 6:25 to go in the ball game. Landmark conference matchup. I don't want to say it's a must-win for Scranton, but you can't go 3 down in the loss column.
Kind of is, to be honest with you.
Mancuso can't finish. Good pressure by Hayes. Caused the miss. Mitchell dumps it inside. Back to Mitchell. All the way to the basket. Can't finish. And it's rebounded by Brackett. He gets it ahead to Bailey, and he's going all the way to the rack. He can't convert, but he's going to the line to shoot 2. Logan Bailey.
If we get a he stretches his arm out so far. Watch how far he stretches his arm out, Doug, to keep it away from the defender. See that?
And he's so athletic, and you can see the foul, yeah. Looks like they're going to get Hartman for the foul.
And once he gets a little bit stronger, he's going to make that shot. He's going to be able to play through that foul.
You know, there was a time when Logan Bailey wasn't a real good foul shooter, but he's worked on that part of his game. He's become a pretty good foul shooter.
I think he's worked on all of his game, Doug. I've seen Logan for a long time. He played in my AAU program. He's really, I think he worked on his game more when he went to college, to be honest with you.
Yeah. 67% foul shooter. But he's 6 for 6 today, so that percentage is going to increase. Gives Scranton a 4-point lead, just under 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Hartman to Easton. Try to run the pick and roll with Hayes. Easton's going to keep it, throw up a runner. Hayes runs it down. Tries to put it back up, but he's blocked by Mancuso. Mancuso's out ahead. Bailey's thought about it. Danzig may have got away with a walk, but he turned it over anyway. We got a tie up, and it's going to stay with Scranton.
Right.
55-51, 5:28 to go in the ball game. Scranton leads by 4.
Good fast break by Scranton. I think Jackson should have just kind of looked for that skip a little bit sooner.
And there's a timeout on the floor. 5:28 to go. Catholic wants to talk it over. Scranton leads by 4. We're going to stay right here, Coach. What's this timeout all about?
Well, if you're Catholic, you're getting a timeout maybe to put some kind of trap in against the inbounds play. maybe you're going to talk about what you're going to do defensively and what you're going to come back down and do offensively. Because I think this is a big possession for Catholic. It's a 4-point game. I know there's a lot of time left, but it's a 4-point game here. And you don't want to get in that situation where now you're down 6. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think right now they've struggled a little bit offensively. I know they're trying to get the ball inside so much, but really Scranton has just kind of plugged up that middle. They made it really difficult for them. You know, those are my thoughts there, you know, and I think the one thing they've really done well is they've put Riley in the screen role, and he's been able to come off of that with switches, and then he's got a smaller guy on him, and they're kind of shooting that jump shot, and Riley has to be able to get that rebound. And
the Battle of the Valley All-Star Classic, presented by Joyce Insurance, is back for a second year. The Senior All-Star Game pitting the Lackawanna League against the Wyoming Valley Conference, and a girls-boys doubleheader is scheduled for March 31st at Lackawanna College. Games are at 3 and 5. Follow NEPAbasketball.com for more details as the game approaches. Yeah, now if you're Scranton, Coach, what are they trying to tell their guys now with 5:28 to go?
I'm going to be honest with you. There's 3 guys shooting the ball the rest of the way for me. The first 2 guys are DeVerna and Bailey, and then Mancuso. And that, you know, again, but definitely DeVerna that needs to really be aggressive here, looking to get a shot.
Danzig inbounds it to DeVerna. He directs traffic. 15 on the clock to shoot. Catholic in his zone. Kick ball. It'll stay with Scranton.
Now, what do you think? You think Scranton's going to run that shot clock down every time under 10 before they shoot? I don't know if that's the way they play, and I don't know if you want to do that, Doug.
I would never do that this early in the game.
Right.
5 minutes is an eternity.
Right,
plus you're doing pretty well hitting the baseline and
Right.
getting what do you want on offense. Maybe with a minute and a half, 2 minutes to go with
Right.
a 4-point lead, then I might be able to run some clock,
Okay.
but not just yet.
I agree with that.
Long-range bomb by DeVerna, maybe a little too far out, hits the front rim, but Logan Bailey on the spot with the offensive putback and a 6-point lead.
He's unbelievable. Love watching him play.
He is smooth, isn't he, Logan
Yeah.
Bailey?
And he's smooth, like it's effortless, you know?
Yeah.
All right, let's
He doesn't
see.
even look like he's panting or
Right.
sweating or anything, yeah.
His biggest lead of the game for Scranton right now, Doug.
Logan Bailey was our UPS store player to watch, and he's doing what he needs to do.
Wow.
They're getting Mancuso with the foul, and nobody in the gymnasium likes it.
Except the guys on the Catholic
Except the
bench.
guys on Catholic. Al, you make the call. Mitchell did a good job drawing the contact down low.
And that's Mancuso's third.
Yeah, the only guys that like that call are the guys in the red jerseys.
But he's got to play through that foul. He can't worry about that foul. That's the one thing about being a more mature player. Yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't a foul. We don't know. But the referee called it a foul. He's got to play through it now.
Well, you know, and the ball ended up coming right into his hand,
Right.
and he kind of smiled and handed it right to the referee.
Right.
So maybe, to your point, he has matured in that aspect. Mitchell gets both, cuts the lead to 4. 4:36 to go in the ball game. Straight man-to-man this time, full court by Catholic. A little run and jump.
Yep.
And they turn it over. Scranton does. It goes right into Jimmy Golashevsky's hands. Another possession for Catholic. Game like this, every possession counts, especially with 4 minutes to go in the ball game. We'll see what Golashevsky wants to do with it. He drives it, loses the handle. It's tipped away, and Bailey comes down with it. Scranton with the possession.
That was all made by good defense. And Kusa comes over and helps out. Boslin was tough on him, kept his chest on him.
Boslin has it. DeVerna down to the baseline of Bailey. Gets Mancuso
There
cutting
it
down the
is.
lane. Good basketball by Scranton for a 6-point lead.
You can put Bailey anywhere on the floor, and he's going to make good decisions for your team.
Excellent passer. It's outside. This is Golashevsky. Drives it to the foul line. Hits Brandon Easton. Mitchell thought about a jumper,
Yep.
and he's fouled by Logan Bailey.
We
And
have
that'll
bonus now. We're going to have it.
take us to a under 4 break. 3:33 to go. Scranton leads by 6. Foul shots for Catholic. Oh, no, it'll be underneath when we come back.
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
Don't forget to check out NEPAbasketball.com for scores and stories on all the local basketball games on both the high school and the college levels. Make NEPAbasketball.com part of your daily routine for following the entire season of local high school and college basketball. Check out scores, highlights, schedules, rankings, roundups, game stories, players of the week, and other features. Visit NEPAbasketball.com. 3:33 to go in the ball game. Scranton leads by 6. They have 59 points, Coach. Logan Bailey has 20. Kyle DeVerna has 20. That's 40 out of 59.
And Scranton actually shooting 55% in the second half.
Scranton is.
Yes, 55% in the second half.
Yeah, getting good shots.
Right.
I was right the first time. Mitchell does go to the line. He'll shoot a 1-on-1. First one on the way, and he gets it to go. Cuts the lead to 5.
I think Catholic may pick up a little more full court man on this because it looked like last time they ran and jumped, correct, Doug?
Yes, and they can force the turnover, yes.
Right, so here they are. They are getting a little more aggressive in there.
And they almost came away with it again. Jimmy Goloszewski didn't know where the basketball was. They would have had another one. That's the backcourt? No, they didn't.
Wow.
Oh, are they lucky?
Youth.
Well, Boslin knew it, and he kind of hung in the
that's
air. So good job by Boslin.
Nice.
Mancuso, the dump down of Bailey.
Yep.
And they finish for a
He has that
6-point lead.
ability. He's a good passer for a big man.
They play well together, don't they,
Yep.
Mancuso and Bailey? A high-low game, inside, outside. Mitchell. Right wing, Goloszewski. Can't get it to go. Maybe not the shot they wanted, but now Scranton.
You're playing tempo now, I think, Doug. It's 6
Yeah,
points.
it might be a time where you can run 20 seconds off and then go. I'm not taking it all the way down to the end, but
I think once you get under
inside 15, maybe now you start looking for a good one.
Right.
Mancuso trying to drive it. Good defense by Catholic, won't let him in. DeVerna's going to take him. You can see it.
Nice.
He leaves it for Danzig, and Danzig finishes.
They do a really great job of driving in front of him and hitting guys cutting.
63-55, Scranton by 8. 2:20 to go in the ball game. It goes back into Hayes. He tries to take Mancuso. The jump hook is nice.
Right, you can't let him go to his right hand on that. He wants to go to his right hand. Take that right hand away, but it was really good play by Riley.
Haven't heard from Hayes in a while, and he finally gets 2. Danzig turns and gets it. The bounce pass to Bailey from Mancuso, and an easy lay-in for Bailey.
Some really good passing by Scranton late in this game. Early in the game, there was some questionable passing. Some really good passing right now.
The ball's only in 3 guys' hands on that play. Bailey, Mancuso, and DeVerna, the 3 guys for the night. Goloszewski forces a little bit. Good defense by DeVerna, won't let him in. Easton all the way to the basket. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
See, you go for a steal on that. I don't know if there's a replay coming, but you go for a steal on that. Now you end up out of position. Now, Logan Bailey ends up picking up his 4th foul. They are. See, Logan gets his 4th foul on that. You know what I mean? Like you got to play position defense the rest of the way here, Doug.
There's a timeout on the floor. 1:42 to go in the ball game. Scranton leads by 8 with foul shots for Catholic coming up. If you're in the huddle here, Coach, in the Scranton huddle, what are you going to tell your guys?
Well, I'm talking about position defense now. We don't need steals. We need to keep guys in front of us so we don't have to rotate and help. Give them the opportunity to offensive rebound as we're rotating out of stuff. You know what I'm saying, Doug? So, again, that's the one thing I think you're talking about defensively. Offensively, you're talking about the full court press coming, the run and jump. Be prepared. Shorten the passes. Don't, rather than having 25-foot passes, come meet the ball so you can maybe create a foul situation where a guy's trying to get a steal. Don't wait for the ball. Come and get it.
Now, Catholic getting a decent road whistle. They still have one more foul to give before they put Scranton in the bonus.
So they can be really aggressive in that full court press.
Now you see now the upcoming television schedule, Coach. Tuesday, January 12th, college hoops, Harrisburg at Luzerne. And then next Thursday, high school girls hoops. Are you in on that one?
I'm in on that one.
Dunmore at Riverside. That should be a beauty.
Dunmore's a machine, Doug.
And then
they are an absolute machine.
A week Thursday, high school hoops again. Are you at that one? North Pocono and Abington?
That's their pink game. That's their coaches versus cancer awareness game. that they do, and it's a huge fundraiser. It's a great event, and it's good for the community. It's a community-based game.
Tune into all those games on WQMY television. 1:42 to go in the ball game. Scranton leads by 8. Brandon Easton to shoot a 1-1. First one is up and no good. They're going to give him 2. I guess they're giving him 2. He got the foul on the way up. On the way up, a little bit of confusion. The referee said 1-on-1 before he gave him the ball, and then he missed and nobody moved. So he was on the way up, though. Remember the replay we showed.
And you can hear Carl's voice, though. You have no trouble hearing Carl when he has a complaint. I'll tell you that right now.
65-58. Scranton by 7.
Zone trap, 1-2-2.
They'll trap when it comes over the timeline. No, they will not. Looks like they're falling back into man-to-man.
See, this goes with Scranton's philosophy of skip pass the ball. They're able to spread the floor really well and used to doing it. A lot of teams that don't skip the ball, Doug, they have a hard, when you want to space the floor, you have a hard time doing it at the end of the game. This kind of plays into how they play.
Colin Hartman picks up the foul, his 3rd. That was a giveaway foul.
Yeah, that wasn't really aggressive with the one to give. I would have really went after it, you know what I mean?
Well, let's see if they play it out now. 18 to shoot.
Straight man now.
You can't foul now if you're Catholic after all this time is chipped off the clock. There's 10 to shoot.
For the fans, there's no count in the men's game at college, right?
I thought there was, but maybe they change the rules every year.
Right.
Boslin, long-range bomb, no good, and they got a foul. They got a foul inside underneath. They're going to give Colin Hartman with a hold. Now, there's going to be a little controversy here because they're going to say that the shot clock, if I'm Coach House, if I am up wondering if there's a shot clock violation first.
Right. I agree with that,
call,
but they're not even, it's not even phasing them. So they must have felt he got the shot off.
Well, maybe the foul occurred before the shot. So, at any rate, Mancuso goes to the line to shoot 1-1.
So, this must be their three-point shooting team because Riley is not in the game. These guys are all good defense by
from behind
Bailey.
And a giveaway foul by Mitchell. Going to put Boslin on the line. Ben Boslin will go to the line to shoot. Still 1-1, the 8th team foul.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Boslin shoots 64%.
I'm surprised Riley's not in the game.
Yeah, I guess they're going to the three-point shooting team, are they?
Right, but I mean, that was like a minute some left. I mean, you can get an offensive rebound and stuff and get three-point plays that way. He's kind of, you know what I mean?
He's the only guy scoring for you, too.
Right, you know, yeah, so.
Well, Boslin to convert the bonus, and he gets it.
Yep.
67-58. Scranton leads by 9.
Boslin's played a ton of minutes in the second half.
Just over 50 seconds to go in the ball game. And they got a foul on Bailey.
That's Bailey's 5th. And they're going to score with the clock not running. See, you can't foul in this situation, especially if you have 4.
Yeah.
Especially if you have 4.
Looks like Coach Danzig is talking to Bailey in that regard, telling us they're going to take a little time to put a substitution in. Scranton with a 9-point lead, 50 seconds to go.
What a great game by Bailey.
Jack Conley checks into the ball game. How about this line for Logan Bailey as he leaves? 9 for 13 from the field. Took a 3, missed it. 6 for 6 from the charity stripe. 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 helpers. Picking up right where he left off. At Moravian.
For the people at home, helpers are assists. Okay, just want to
Thank
help
you,
out.
Johnny.
No problem. I'm here to help.
Mitchell gets both, cuts the lead to 7, and Coach Steve Howes wants to talk it over and talk his guys through the last 50 seconds. Now, if you're in the Cardinals huddle, what's Coach Howes going to tell him? Maybe a trap or 2 and then a foul?
I think you're trapping one time, then fouling. And I think one of his assistants should have by now told him who we're fouling on Scranton, who we want to get the ball and foul. They should have a list of who the bad foul shooters are.
Unfortunately for Catholic, Scranton shoots it pretty well from the foul line.
Right.
Boslin probably the worst if he's staying in the game at 64%.
He just made his last 2.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're,
Bailey,
you're
who
banking
has
that he's
had a
going to
good
miss.
day today, huh?
Yeah, he's out.
of
You're,
the
you're
game.
banking Boston's going to miss because he just made 2.
Yeah, I would go that.
See, I go the other way. When a guy's hot, even a bad foul shooter, if he's having a good day at the line, I stay with him.
Yeah, that's why you're not a good poker player, dog. I mean, I've seen that act. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you that.
All right, full court pressure by Catholic. 50 seconds to go in the game. They trail by 7.
They are going to try to get a 10-second counter or a trap in the back
I
court.
think they're going to go one trap maybe across the timeline, and then they're going to foul. Boslin working foul. Yeah, and there's the foul. The giveaway by Brandon Easton.
That took 10 seconds. And it's a 3-possession game at this point.
And
The biggest thing for Scranton is they can't foul down the other end of the floor, Doug. They can't foul.
Yep.
Can't stop the clock and let them score.
Well, we're going to find out about my poker theory because Boslin's back on the line.
We'll see.
You're kind of rooting he misses it.
I am not.
Boslin goes back a 2-shot foul. Now a little less pressure on him. And the first one it's not true, but it hit the front iron.
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. You're not right a lot, but you got to give me credit on this one.
68-60. Scranton by 8. 40 seconds to go. Boslin, the second one, and he's 4 for 4.
I want to see those. Did you tell me the truth on those percentages?
I just made him up.
Okay.
No, he hasn't missed a foul shot all year. Long range bomb by Volkwin off the back iron. No good. It's
That
rebounded
should
by
really do
Conley.
it at this
And
point.
I don't know if they're not gonna foul. They are fouling, and they're gonna give him the basket as well. No, they're calling it on the floor. Brian Easton's gonna pick up the foul. It's gonna send.
I'm just glad Mancuso's strong enough to go up and try to dunk it and then end up getting something bad happening there.
Mancuso will go to the line to shoot 2. Put a cap on this. It's a 9-point lead with 24 seconds to go. Good job by Scranton coming. They were down early, 21-11, and they ran off some 21-11 run of their own to close out the half to take a 1-point halftime lead. They played well. They played mature today, I think.
I thought they did too. I thought, things weren't going well early. They stuck with their game plan. They played, and this really, we don't want to say it, but it was a must-win.
Yeah.
They couldn't go 0-3 in the landmark.
Yeah. Well, they did have the one win at the.
I'm sorry, 1-3
as well. Yeah,
right.
but now this puts Catholic at 2-2.
Right.
And it brings a lot of other teams back because E-Town is playing Scranton. They're both 2-1. So one of them is going to end up 2-2, but the other is going to end up 3-1. And Goucher and Juniata play Moravian and Drew, so you'd figure they'll hold serve and go to 4-0 and 3-1. So it was a must-win for Scranton, even though we didn't say it was early. It was, and I think they felt it too in the practice this week.
Oh, okay.
And coming out today, I think maybe that's what a little nervous to start. That's why Catholic got out to an early lead, but they settled down and got the job done.
Jackson Danzig goes to the line and makes the one shot.
Quiet night for Jackson Danzig, but he didn't need to do it with the other guys scoring, with DeVerna scoring and Bailey scoring.
That's what I really like about Scranton. Every night it's a different guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they have so much talent. And and again, I come back to the fact they're youth. They're so young.
They have good balances for sure, yeah. And this team has good balance too as well, Catholic. You see the long range 3 ball by Brian Easton, too little, too late, as it's an 8-point lead now, 71-63. And that should do it. That's the final score, 71-63. When we come back, we'll have players of the game and coaches and interviews. Final score, Scranton 71, Catholic 63.
Are we done?
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.
Welcome back to the John Long Center. Standing by, Paul Grippy with the winning coach, Carl Danzig. Paul.
Thanks, Doug. I have Coach Danzig with me here. All right, break a 2-game losing streak, and really that first half was tough before you guys turned it around. What did this game tell you about the heart and the character of your team?
A lot of it. We got a lot of it. So, and when you lose 2, next thing you know, doubt sneaks into your head no matter how good or how many games you win. And we had to fight that demon as well. So this is a good win for us, just to feel good about ourselves again.
And you're a young team, and really every night it seems to be someone different stepping up. This afternoon, Logan really contributing with the scoring. What worked for him today?
Well, as you can tell, he's slippery, and he has abilities that a lot of kids don't have at this level, and to be able to get to the basket and his foot speed. So, and the game is really starting to slow down for him from the beginning of the year to now, and so it's nice to see him excel.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. Congratulations. Let's do our Scranton Shamrock players of the game. First, we'll do Kyle DeVerna. Kyle, thanks for joining me. How you doing? 20 points for you this afternoon. What was working for you in the scoring? How did you feel?
I felt good. My teammates were finding me on the cuts. I was getting to the basket. My jumper wasn't falling, but that doesn't mean I couldn't keep being aggressive.
This game didn't start off flowing smoothly for Scranton, and coming off of 2 losses, you can get thoughts in your head. So how did you guys feel in that first half and then turn this game around?
In the first half, we were a little slow on defense. They were getting a lot of what they wanted, and in the second half, we changed that. We came out high intensity, held them.
All right, thank you very much, Kyle. And I also have Logan Bailey, a Scranton Shamrock player of the game. 24 points, 8 rebounds. It seems tonight your turn. I mean, some nights it's one guy, some nights it's another. How does this team spread around the lead when it comes to getting wins here?
Yeah, we love sharing the ball with each other. Everyone's unselfish on the team, so whoever's hot that night, we'll get it to them. We'll find them, get them open shots, and really get them to score the ball.
So after a 2-game losing streak, coming up with a gut check win like this, what does it say about your team and what kind of momentum can it give you?
Yeah, I mean, we rally around each other. A few of us didn't have good games the last 2 games, 2 losses, but we really stepped in, got in practice, and really turned it up.
All right, thank you very much, Kyle DeVerna, Logan Bailey, our Scranton Shamrock players of the game. And Doug, Scranton happy to end a 2-game losing streak.
Thank you, Paul. Coach, your keys to the game at the beginning. How does Scranton do in your keys?
Well, I thought their rebounding, the one and done with Catholic, was fantastic. Held them to 12 offensive rebounds for the game, only 2 in the first half, and I thought they did a great job there. Their ball movement and the good shots against the zone. Again, I pointed out earlier and often that the way they skip the ball, the way they get the ball in the gaps and make extra passes, this might be one of the most unselfish teams I've ever seen.
Coach, does this surprise you? Scranton 48 points in the paint to Catholic's 30.
Almost fell off my seat, and that wouldn't have been good. For them to outscore them in the paint by that much is really, really surprising to me.
Well, that'll do it for us here at the University of Scranton. Scranton men's and women's get the sweep over Catholic. The women 53-36, staying undefeated. The men climb back into the Landmark Conference with a 71-63 win. For John Bucci, Paul Grippy, Bob Ide, and the entire WQMY TV crew, I am Doug Walsh, wishing you a pleasant evening and a great weekend.
NEPAbasketball.com presents University of Scranton basketball on MyTV.